So we've got a Hustler Raptor SD 48-inch mower. The hydro dry belt is bad on it. It came in without a dry belt on it whatsoever, so it's completely fallen off. It's a model 932566. So we've got a new belt here. It's a 603 907R belt. That belt needs replaced. This is an OEM belt, obviously. The first thing we're going to do on this unit is we're going to go ahead and remove the, you can either remove the spring for the belt for the deck, or you can remove just the deck belt from the back of the hydro. Now if you remove the spring, it's this one right up underneath here. Now that spring, if you want to remove it, you can take a lot of times people will use like a spring puller, like a trampoline spring puller, something like this, and just come in here and pull it straight off. So I've got the tension off of it, you know, just right there, and I can pull it off. But I'm going to show you how to do it at the back also. It's the way I normally do it. I don't usually mess with the spring on the front. Normally just remove it at the back, which to me seems a lot easier, a lot more simple. So the drive belt up underneath here, it sits right along this pulley at the top. That's the idler, the first one you see right at the front. This here is the idler. It's got a spring attached to it. And the one you see directly behind that, we're going to remove the spring. Just comes off like such. Get that out of the way. That's the pulley for the drive that actually drives off the PTO of the motor. Now on this, it's nice and easy because you don't have to remove the PTO or anything to replace this belt. It's super easy. You just got to get it around the pump drive belt up there and the one on the other side, and then it comes around and this pinches on the back side of it and gives it tension. So I'll show you how to do that real nice and easy here. Get you back working. Now this one has some kind of quirky issues with it. He's got the switch and stuff to one of the arms in kind of a weird position and some other things going on. So I'm going to have to do more to it than just this, but this part of it with this setup, we like a lot. So what I'm going to do first off to get this belt off of here is I'm just going to pull down on this side. And if I pull with both hands, I guess I'm just going to do it with one since there's not much room in here, but if you pull at the same time you're rolling, you can just roll that belt. So pull as you're rolling, you can just, so it's on there, I'm pulling down, you can just roll that belt right off of there. Super easy to do on a lot of these. So now, as long as you keep tension on it, don't let it snap back or anything. Keep some tension on it. When you go to put it back on there, everything's still intact up front. All you have to do is wrap it around the corner and go ahead and just roll it back on. So now if you took that spring off, hey, fine, no problem. You can do it that way also, but just kind of a different way to do it here without going through all that mess, in my opinion. Let's see, get a little bit straighter of a shot where we don't have that piece of the muffler in there. All right, so now this just goes straight up and over, straight up and around. You're gonna wrap it right on the back side of that top pulley to start off with. So we're up around the back. Great. Up around there. And now we'll move this side over here and go around this pulley. That's the hydro belt on this side. Now it doesn't really matter how you get it up there, it just matters that it gets up there. So you just got to get it around all three of these pulleys, and then we'll put that tensioner on. So we've got those two sides. Now we'll go to this third side. And again, you can start wherever you want. Doesn't really matter how it gets up there, as long as they get on. So the back side, I'm just kind of pulling as I go and paying attention to where it's going. Now you can turn the pulley sometimes if you want. That'll get it in there. But as of this point, I think we're pretty well on everywhere we need to be on. So here's a belt diagram if you were able to look at it from the top. The front of the mower's up here. If we were looking at it from the back, you know, and could look at it from the top, it'd look more like this. But basically the belt goes around all the pulleys, and then on the back side it takes off from that PTO pulley and goes around that idler pulley that we just saw, and then goes to the hydro belt on the right, or the hydro pump on the right side pulley, and then goes straight across the back where we were seeing it. So I wanted to get us a little better view up top. You want to be on this side of the spring, you don't want to be on the outside of it as you're trying to do this. And as far as the pulley goes, basically once you've got it on everywhere, you can just go ahead and pull the belt from the back side in between here, in between these two. You'll go ahead and get it pretty tight, and then you'll put it up over the idler. As you pop the idler out to the side, the idler goes all the way out to the side. Now if you pull that tight, you can see that everything is where it's supposed to be. We've got it on exactly how it should be. So now all we need to do is get that spring back on, and everything is perfect. So as far as the spring goes, spring puller works great on something like this. What you want to do is just take a spring puller. You can do that from the back side, or you can do it from the front, wherever you feel more comfortable doing it at. So from here like such, I'm going to bring it to the back. Alright, drop it on down. So now we've got that spring in there like it should be. Now if you look up top, you'll want to make sure that it's in each one of your grooves. It's on all the pulleys at each side. We make sure that those are good, which they are. Everything's exactly where it should be. Now we're back down to the deck belt again. So get it on. Again, I just like to grab the one side and pull. Now if you did the pulley or the spring up front, you will have to go at this point and put the spring back on. So again, use your spring puller up front, get it back on. But at this point, if your engine's spinning, or if your either one of these hydros are spinning, everything's going to be on that same plane. Is going to be spinning. Everything's tied in now at this point. Everything's perfect and ready to go. So that's the whole process. Yeah, we're already done. As I said, it's one of the easier ones on this. I'm not going to give you a demo drive or anything. Again, he's got some weird things with one of the switches or something going on over here. But if you need to, come back up and get your spring done under the front side. That's one of the most important things. And then you also want to go ahead and make sure all these pulleys have stayed on. Make sure that the belt is on the correct routing around all these idlers and around these pulleys up front. If they're not, you're going to turn that PTO on, and all it's going to do is instantly shred that belt. That, or it's going to throw it off, or possibly ruin something. You never really know. But that's all there is to it on this Hustler Raptor SD. Makes it nice and easy. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.